There is an affordable housing crisis. Everyone recognizes it. There are opportunities in this plan to address this issue, not 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, but certainly within the next month, 2 months, year. There are 1.1 million stabilized housing units in New York City. Now, everyone assumes that rent-controlled and rent-stabilized units go only to those who are means-tested, the working poor and poor that need the help. The reality is, by DHCR's own New York City housing survey from 2023, and go back and take a look at it, far too many of these apartments are occupied by people making multiples of the area median income, which is the standard that is used to determine affordability. So out of the 1.1 million homes that are in New York City today, rent-stabilized apartments, 30% of those, over 300,000 apartments, are occupied by people making more than the area median income. Over 175,000 of those units are occupied by people making twice the area median income. And by the way, the area median income is $98,000. So you have nearly 200,000 apartments, rent-stabilized apartments today, occupied by people making more than $200,000. That's absurd. And we talk about a housing crisis and an affordable housing crisis. There is a way that this state today, the Democrat majorities in the Senate and in the Assembly, and most specifically the governor, can move forward with an immediate response to this housing crisis. And that's to make sure we means test these stabilized units, so that when those units come up for renewal, if they are earning more than the area median income, they're asked to vacate and make room for somebody else. Because if you're making less than $90,000 a year, if you're making less than $70,000 a year, if you can't afford to get to work in New York City, there is no excuse that your apartment is being held by somebody making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and has not been made available to you. So yes, there is a housing crisis. And while we work on that crisis, and while we work with developers to build the housing that is necessary to get out of that crisis, something that is going to take years, even if we were to put a shovel in the ground today, we can actually knock off 200 or 300,000 of those 500,000 units that the governor identified as essential to the continued affordability in New York State. We can do that in the next 12 months by simply adopting the plan that we have here today. So I want to thank all of my colleagues, most particularly our ranker on housing, Senator Pam Helming, who's done a wonderful job in bringing together these great ideas, in putting this plan together and affording New Yorkers housing options that will actually be real and in real time.